Hey crypto YouTubers, this is coinpicker.us, finally back at it making videos, and we're going to talk today about why this chart means some amazing things for all of crypto. We're also going to cover obviously where Bitcoin is headed, Ethereum, Litecoin, then some big news, and for my subscribers there will be extra length to the video, which you might be watching or not depending on whether you're a subscriber, and I'll talk to you in a minute. Back at you. Okay, this is a chart of Zcash. And Zcash, if we look on the social, you can tell it was added to Gemini, and so now that's attracting all kinds of trading attention. And I wouldn't recommend jumping on Zcash right now. It's going to fly higher and then drop, but it will long term be a positive move. Now, why is this so significant? Gemini doesn't add trading pairs for no reason at all. And Zcash is a prominent privacy coin. So what we've just seen is a boost in the value that's going to aggregate towards all privacy coins. Dash has privacy capability. PivX is a privacy coin. Four is a privacy coin. Monero, Zcash, multiple privacy coins. The privacy coins on the other side of the ledger, Japan wants them pulled off of exchange. So you have some exchanges adding them and some exchanges removing them. But the bottom line is this kind of a move from Gemini, which is one of the biggest players in the space, shows that there is more support for privacy coins than the resistance to them from the government. And the government is obviously going to want to get rid of all privacy coins, but they're not going to go away. They are not going to go away. And in fact, they're going to aggregate in value. Any project that doesn't have privacy capability will suffer eventually. So let's get to Bitcoin. Um, I don't know what this is for. Huh. Anyway, bottom line on Bitcoin is that it is getting very close to a massive reversal on a daily basis. On a weekly basis, it is still going to head down. It's still got more downward momentum. Now we are beginning to recover somewhat here, but we are generally speaking headed down on a weekly basis. On a monthly basis, we are sort of treading water with an upside potential. This is showing beginning to get upside potential. I know it's right now currently down, but we're going to head down and then with a treading possibility, and we're getting near to upside potential. So on a weekly basis, we're not at a reversal. On a weekly basis, we definitely have some downward movement. On a daily basis, however, if you were into day trade, you're gonna see probably a pretty significant bump to the upside. Ethereum, on a weekly basis, is a really strong move potential to the upside. So it's still got move to go. Great trading opportunity. Now, just so you know, on my service, I haven't put it out there, but I'm going to. I'm about to enter into a fairly significant Ethereum trade. Fairly short term, but I'm going into it. Just FYI for anybody out there. The details of it will be on my trading site, coinpicker.us. But on a weekly basis, Ethereum has still some very nice upside potential to it. Buyers are still in control moderately. Kind of a battle here going on, but it is by no means overbought, and it has upside potential still. So I'm jumping in on that on a daily basis. It's even better. On a daily basis, it has significant upside potential, which is why today I'm executing on that trade. I expect to catch a reasonable upside move. Just thought I'd share that with everybody. On now, Litecoin on a daily basis also has some upside potential. Not screaming upside potential as this indicates, but definite upside potential on today. More upside than downside, put it that way. On the weekly basis, it is looking a bit like a trend, sort of trend to down on a weekly basis, just like Bitcoin was, and definitely downward on a monthly basis. Definitely downward on a monthly basis. So we've got I would say some summer period to go through. As I had mentioned many weeks ago, April was the month I had picked for the bottom and then the reversal. We've had that. We bounced off of 64 48. Now we're moving up, and I think during the summer, which are typically slower months anyway, we're probably not going to have an awful lot of movement. It'll be reasonable. It'll be a reasonable range to trade, but not massive upside moves. So now, at this point, I'll talk a little bit about some news that I think is of interest, and then I'm going to get back to other coin analysis for my subscribers. But basically, the biggest impactful news is what's going on in Japan, where Japan is going to go after all the privacy coins, and the fact that the Nasdaq also is not allowing U.S. buyers into their market. But bottom line on it is we're seeing two things happen in the blockchain space. One, more exchanges, more internet, more institutional money. That's going to lever things up. The flip side of that is we're getting Ethereum futures and Bitcoin futures that are more active that will exert some influence on Bitcoin and Ethereum to the downside. Not a significant, not like market ending, but it will be noticeable. The other side of it is that blockchain is actually impacting our lives. FedEx is testing it, Amazon is testing it, Facebook is coming out with it, Steam it is gaining steam. It's becoming something that we'll be using in technology, and that parlays into value over time. So for example, Google came after the internet peak, which was roughly 2000-ish, right? But Google scaled the value far higher than almost any internet company before then. Now, a lot of the internet companies have never recaptured that value, but Google rose higher. That's the same thing that could happen in the blockchain space. And I indicate it will happen, only even bigger, much bigger, because the numbers are bigger these days. So I'm going to cover some other projects. This is, of course, only for my subscribers at this point, but